Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's episode of Game Poke, the show where we cover gaming related topics and talk a load of old bollocks. Now this video, this one right here, is very long overdue. As a video probably won't be all that long in length, but it's long overdue. This is based on a book. Don't you run away, it's still gaming related, I promise you'll fucking see. Give it a chance. This book, Raging Destiny, was sent to me by the author. There'll be more on that in a minute. Now, it's taken me too long to read. I know, you're thinking it's because I'm thick as fuck, but no, I have a genuine reason. Some of you already know this. It must have been before August. Before August of 2022, I started a second job. So I would finish my first job, and then I would go to the second job. So I was doing 11-hour days, 6 days a week. I was still just able to do video stuff, but I wasn't able to focus on the big Sega Head episodes, and I wasn't able to focus on much outside of work and YouTube. I tried my best to keep the channel going. I think I fucking did that, alright? But I was trying my best to read a book, to do a video for the book. It took me too long. But I'm there now, fuck you, I got there, and I can finally do a video. I am so sorry to the author for sending this to me thinking they would have a quick video out of it. Oh, yeah, it didn't quite work out like that now, did it? Anyway, what the fuck is Raging Destiny? Well, what we have here is part 1. It's only the first book in the series, which is annoying, because I genuinely thought this would be all of it, but when it came through the post, I was like, there's a 1 on the side. There's more. Bastard. Meaning if I get addicted to this, I need to buy the others. So, falling for your trap. Gonna have to buy number 2 now. But the story within the pages is truly, truly exciting. It's a bit of a teen fiction. It's aimed at a sort of younger audience, but believe me, it's still enjoyable to adults. And I know I'm very fucking immature, but when it comes to literature, I do actually like science fiction more than anything, like alien books. I like sci-fi and horror, the adult kind of things. But I am willing to try a book aimed at a younger audience now and then. And this did keep my attention. I was not bored. There are many characters within this that I could see the relation of who they're not so much based off of, but inspired by when it comes to video games. For example, the main character is called Slider. That's a bit of a not a childish name to come up with, but it's definitely not something that a 35-year-old man would go, I know, I shall name my character this. But I can see why the game's got... The book has got many video game inspirations within, and Slider is a very video gamey name, isn't it? It fucking is. The main character has blonde hair, power over fucking lightning, hence the cover being lightning, so there is a reason behind this. But actually, while we're on the subject of the artwork, there's some stuff I want to go over. There's some stuff about the book as a physical entity that I am not fond of. As you can see here, this is the front cover. It's got lightning effects all around, and you know what? It looks a bit meh. I am not a fan of it. The use of colour within the lightning is good. It's not all just white and blue. There's some purple, there's some violet. There's definite good use of colour, but the printing of it, it's not awesome. It's slightly blurred, and this is proven even more on the back of the book, where all of the text looks a little bit pixely, and the information at the bottom next to the barcode can't be read. I mean, Raging Destiny and Raging Destiny logo, Valentine's, Klaatu, Verata, Nikto, Tokyo. I don't fucking know. I can't read that. The paperback version's actually more interesting. I don't know if it's as pixelated as this one in terms of its print. The characters on the front cover of the paperback version actually are portrayed here, meaning I can see what they look like, rather than having to go off the description of said characters within the book and then using my imagination to get a picture of them. Here they are. This is what they look like. And this is further backed up by the website for Raging Destiny. Here you can see what the author thought the characters would look like. And here's an interesting one. Look at this character here. Crystal. You don't have to be a Halo fan to know that Crystal is heavily based off of Cortana. Although, having said that, the appearance of Crystal seems to be based on more of one of the casts from the Phantasy Star series, which is fucking awesome. And it's set out like a video game. Look at this. Character select. Slider. Gwendolyn. Crystal, as mentioned before. And Gabriel. Fucking Gabriel just seems to be so heavily based on Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing. I mean, Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing was even called Gabriel. This guy looks like Gabriel Van Helsing. It's fucking Van Helsing. But that's just the appearance and the name. Having covered all that, I would like to quickly point out that, yes, I'm not a fan of the fucking front cover. It is blurred at the back. None of that matters. You don't judge a book by its cover. You should never do that. That's why it's a fucking saying, for God's sake. But I just wanted to get it out there. Right? I feel I should cover all the bases. So there we've done the outside of the book, which doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't. So we're going to cover a little bit of the story, just little bits here and there. First of all, I'd like to go into a description of the first chapter. The first chapter is quite interesting, without reading anything from it. It starts off with a description of the city that this is kind of based in. Imagine a world where there's fuck all, but one city. It reminds me of a setting from the Destiny video games. Now, the author, Pop Culture Pause Screen, if you would like to check out the YouTube channel, which, by the way, I highly recommend that you do. There will be a link to the channel in the description for this video. Anyway, the author has been working on this book since way before the Destiny games were a thing. So maybe the inspiration didn't come from that game. I'm just saying where it seems similar to. I haven't spoken with the author when it comes to where did you get this? Where did you get that? I wanted to just put my interpretation down rather than interview the fuck out of him and do a video saying what he said. Just interview the guy for that. What's the bloody point in giving my review of it when it's all what he says? This is my honest opinion. Mine. As the chapter progresses, you find out about a mystery character, a dark figure, if you will. And then you think that as the chapter's wrapping up, it's going to take a very dark and horror-y sort of path, shall we say. But it doesn't do that in the end. Rather than taking the deeper, darker way, it does something where you're going, wait, why do you do that? Why would he do that? Which is clever, because now I have to read chapter 2. You need to know what the fuck is going on. And that's very well done. I like that. It kept me interested from the word go. Sometimes with a book, you think, got to get a few chapters deep before it actually gets any good. Like recently, this is completely off topic, but recently I read a book called Derelict, the first in the Derelict series. Jesus fucking Christ, that entire book, the entire thing, is just the startup. Book 2 is loads of action. Book 1, it took forever to get there. This doesn't. By the end of the first chapter, I want to know more. I am intrigued, I am captured, I am brought in. Good! That's what a book should do! But now that we're going into the book and the story, I will point out a couple of things that are a bit of a ball ache. I don't know who he had as a proofreader, shall we say? There's a few typos in this. There's not many. There really isn't many. And it's just a case you read along and then you go, oh, okay, never mind. And then you carry on reading and you forget about it. It's a bit funny sometimes if you're in a really descript, awesome bit of action storytelling, because there's a lot of action storytelling here. It's really good like that. But if it's got a really good descriptive part and then there's a typo, you're like, you've done it wrong. And then you carry on. There's only been one bit that I've read so far where it wasn't so much a typo as it seemed to be a crappy use of words, but that was in one sentence out of the whole book, and I can find that for you right now. Here we go. He had done it. He had completed his trial and would be starting his first trial tomorrow. You just said he completed his last trial, but you're starting his first trial tomorrow. Did I go back in time within that sentence? Anyway, that is the only sentence, the only bit I found in the entire book where it was like, wait, what? I had to read it a few times because it was like, I don't, what? You know, that was it. You think that might be bad reading? I can give you a good bit of reading, literally like same page. Let's see, same page. A corpse lies within the bowels of this planet's core. The remains of a calamity that once threatened humankind on Gaia, name of the world. Dormant but yet filled with power. Dark forces are moving even now to collect these relics and claim what remains of this power. Leaving the relics where they lay is now no longer an option. The relics must be kept safe for as long as possible, and if anyone is to collect them in one place... Denizen, as a character, gestured with his hands before solidifying his suggestion. It must be you. As you can tell from the use of words from what I just read, this book is not aimed so much at an adult mind, simply because it's not like it wants to go over the head of someone who's younger. This is for all ages, really. So it's kind of the best way to put it. It's all ages, within reason. I mean, we're going to go as far as to pick a random bit. There's no bookmark here, just so you know. I don't know what I've got. It was there. That was a good start. It was Crystal who had to tell Gwendolyn all about their adventure in Tundra Lagoon. This was a compromise after Slider and Reagan couldn't decide on who would best tell the tale, each accusing the other of overselling their involvement. Even when Crystal recalling the events, Slider was found every so often interjecting, ensuring Crystal didn't miss out any key points in the story, whilst Reagan rolled his eyes and mumbled to himself. Nearly caught my finger then, that would have hurt. Let's quickly go back to the website. On the website you can even check out a bit of behind the scenes about the book, like this.
Imagine a big martial arts action movie but set in a fantasy world filled with monsters and sorcerers and magic and things of that nature. Fight scenes are big and explosive, but with lots of detailed and colourful characters to keep the action moving and keep you wanting to find out what's going to happen to these characters next. And it's my life's work. I've been working on it since 1997, if not before.
And with that, I would like to wrap this up. This is a damn good book. It's quite enjoyable. It's cheap and easy to find. It's probably best to just buy it from the website. As I said, I was given this one, so lucky me. Not so lucky me, I've got to buy edition 2 now. Again, you earned that. I would like people to check this out. Bill, I'm so sorry. It took me forever to do this fucking video. It's my own fault. I started trying it out when I was doing the second job, and it took me forever to get through this. You know what would have helped me get through it? In a quarter of the time, if that. When it comes to work, I listen to audiobooks a lot. Sometimes I'll be put on a job where I'm on my own for ages, which is fine, I get the job done fine. And I listen to audiobooks. This needs an audiobook. It's done. Get it done. Get some YouTubers to do the voicing. I'll help you out. Oh dear. I've just suggested something for myself then. What part should I do, people? Should I do the narrator or should I do a character? If you pick me to do Crystal, then fuck you people for getting me to do that. Nah, there should be something fun here. But it needs an audiobook, so more people can check it out. Bigger audience. Come on, Bill. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode of Game Poke on a book, but it's video game related. I've proved it many times, so there. Like, comment, subscribe, check out Bill's channel in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.